Three, two, one. What is good, YouTube? We're back with another YouTube video, and we're here with another Master Lost Sector guide. And today I'm going to be showing you guys the loadout that I'm going to be using for this Lost Sector. So here you can see we have Void subclass on for the Void Burn, and we're running Shadow Shot, Mobius Quiver, Marksman Dodge, Triple Jump, Snare Bomb, Vortex Grenade, Vanishing Step, Stylus Executioner, and we got Echo of Expulsion, Echo of Remnants, Echo of Reprisal, and Echo of Undermining. In our kinetic slot, we're running Wither Horde because we're going to be using Unstoppable Grenade Launcher along with Weakened Clear from the Artifact mod. Do yourself a favor and use it. I'm going to be honest with you, Unstoppable Hand Cannon, I'm not a fan of it, so Unstoppable Grenade Launcher is definitely where it's at. It's worth the 7 slots that it takes on your armor, believe me. So do yourself a favor, run a Wither Horde. It's going to be a great thing to use. If you don't have it, you can get it from the Exotic Archive in the tower. But for the secondary slot, I'm running the Veils X, this season's ritual weapon that you can get from Crucible, Vanguard, or Gambit, as long as you reach the rank up. And for this, you can actually pick what perks you're going to run, and obviously the first 2 you can't change, they're always going to be like that. But I'm running Repulsor Brace because I'm on Void Hunter and Golden Tricorn just for my playstyle. If you want, feel free to use Kill Clip, but I'm going to be running Golden Tricorn. And for my perk here, I'm running Vanguard's Vindication. Final blows with this weapon grant a small amount of health. Again, this is just for my playstyle. And if you want, feel free to use Gun and Run. Definitely a viable option, but for my playstyle, I like Vanguard's Vindication, so that's why I'm running that. And a backup mag, just because you'll see, I like to spam the pulse rifle basically, especially against these barrier champions, and more than 10 times, or 9 out of 10 times basically, you can always stun even with a full mag. This has 52, so you're pretty much guaranteed a stun unless some funky stuff happens, but there's that secondary. Now on my heavy, I am running the Taipan with Triple Tap and Focus Fury enhanced perks on them. If you can, I recommend going after this as well. Granted, I think linears are going to end up getting nerfed anyway, so get this, use it for the time being if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just try to get a roll with Triple Tap, Focus Fury. But this is where we're going to be used for damage because of the Void Burn and everything. Now, for my armor, I have Kinetic Siphon and Harmonic Siphon. These are just going to allow me to generate orbs with my Kinetic and my weapon matching my subclass, which is going to end up being my Veils X, because Void damage is going to equal orbs. More orbs are going to allow me to get my super faster. And Elemental Armaments, which is combatant weapon final blows with damage type that matches your subclass element, have an escalating chance to spawn an elemental well. It's not guaranteed, but you'll find like every 2 or 3 kills you'll end up getting a well, which isn't bad. And if you're smart with how you pick up and when to pick up the well, it'll end up being really helpful with the other perks that we're using. So Unstoppable Grenade Launcher, obviously, like I said, for Unstoppable Grenade Launcher and Unstoppable Champions. Anti-Barrier Pulse Rifle, so we can get rid of barrier champions. And Elemental Charge, so we can become charged with light when we pick up an elemental well. Concussive Dampener with sniper damage resistance, and high MG fire on the chest piece. And for the chest piece, we're running Gerfalcons. And for those of you that don't know, after being invisible, your void weapons gain volatile rounds, and finishers while invisible grant bonus damage for all weapons and a reserve overshield for allies. I'm only concerned about the first part, which is after you're invisible, your void weapons gain volatile rounds, and that works for both our heavy in this case and our secondary. So that's very useful. And you're going to see we're going to be using our secondary a lot because of the void buff. So I highly recommend Gerfalcons. If you don't have one, please go out your way and try to get this exotic. On my legs, we're using Invigoration and Absolution. Mind you, we're generating a lot of orbs, and what these allow us to do is reduce ability cooldowns and melee cooldowns each time you pick up an orb of power. I don't use my melee too often with this unless I want to like find a way to go invisible, but 9 times out of 10 I'm either dodging or using my nade to go invisible, so I don't worry too much about that. but it's something nice to have on. Elemental Ordnance, just so I can have a guaranteed way, just in case if I'm in a pinch or something and I need an elemental well, I can get a nade kill and it'll spawn an elemental well every time. And on my class item, on my cloak, I'm running Weakened Clear, and like the perk says, when using a grenade launcher, damaging a boss, damaging a champion, or breaking a combatant's shield, reloads your stowed weapons and weakens the combatant. This is huge for DPS and stunning champions and everything, because while this is weakening them and everything, it reloads your stowed weapon, and then things like volatile rounds you can stack with that. And if you're using Taipan, you do even more damage with your heavy. And Font of Might, and this is picking up elemental that matches your subclass, grants temporary boost to weapon damage. So you can see a lot of synergy going on with this, and it's not bad. Trust me, if you have a better class or anything else that you're more comfortable using, by all means use it. This isn't the only class you have to use, but this is what I use to get it done. So now we're gonna cut over to the modifiers. Alright, modifier is Fire Pit. When defeated, acolytes spawn fire pools that cause damage over time. You'll face barrier and unstoppable champions. Radar is disabled. Equipment lock. Match game. Enemy shields are highly resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. Additional champions. Plus 50% void damage don't received. Limited fire team revives, and you'll face combatants with arc shields. If completed solo, exotic head armor is common, and enhancement cores are uncommon. And recommended power 1610. Let's jump straight into this. And there's only one arc shield, believe it or not, and it's at the end. And it spawns with the boss, so if you're using tether like me, you could just tether it and just get rid of it without even noticing. But there is only one arc shield, so keep that in mind. That's why I'm not really worrying too much about arc shields. So in this first room here, it's just a bunch of ads. You don't have to do anything too crazy. I'm just gonna get invisible. I'll pick up this well so I can avoid weapon boosts, and watch out because that almost killed me. And it's the acolytes, when they die, they do spawn those fire pools like I said. And if you're like me and absolutely just hate that modifier, you're out of luck because you gotta deal with it. So you can see, just get some kills, move around so you don't stand on the fire. There we go. More ads. I'll pick this up. And okay, the barrier champion is still here. I'm gonna hit him like that. My grenade launchers are completely gonna miss. So I'm gonna hit him and then just use my pulse rifle. Go for a finisher about now. There we go. And then just get rid of these enemies. Again, this is Falcon making me invisible after every volatile round kill with Void. So that's how I'm doing that. Then I'm just gonna try to get rid of these ads here. And if you want, you can try to get rid of the champion now. You can see you kind of get like this nice angle to shoot the top of his head. And I'm just gonna try to hit that. I think I missed, but I still hit him like a little bit. Oh, this is bad. Yep. So I'm gonna do that. Make sure that hits him. Shrieker's shooting at me now. Great. I could just use Taipan, but I'm just trying to save it right now, to be honest. You can see that's also going to kill those acolytes, so that's good. I'm going to do some damage to the Shrieker. And again, if you take too much damage, just do what I'm doing here. Nothing too crazy, just peek in and out, just so you don't die. And wait for the audio cue for him to stop shooting, and then you can, you know, take advantage of that. There we go. We got rid of the champion earlier, so we don't have to worry too much about him right now. But if you didn't, now would be the time to get rid of the barrier champion. Here we got some red health bars, and there's nothing too crazy here. Just be aware that you have barrier champions on your right, and in this middle area over here, you can see there's the other one. And these enemies are going to be annoying because they're just going to constantly shoot at you, the barrier champions and the acolytes. The Acolytes I would prioritize more just because they're using void damage, and they also like spam these nades that I find really annoying, especially when you're up here and you have like limited room to move around. But I'm gonna just get rid of as many as you can, and some of them are gonna be annoying and hide behind cover. So now I'm gonna turn my attention to this Barrier Knight. I'm gonna reload, just gonna do it, yep. Stun him. And I'm honestly just gonna use Typhon. You can use Weaken Clear, hit him with the grenade launcher, and then use Typhon. Kind of what I'm gonna do right now, hopefully. There we go, I got the hit. And then use Weaken Clear. And then, yep, you want Immune. There we go. Now I'm looking around, you can see I got some enemies behind there and behind there. So I'm gonna drop. And again, take your time with it. There's literally no rush, as long as like you don't die, obviously. Which, by the way, you can die. I'm just doing this flawless just to show you, but if it was up to me, I'd record myself dying and leaving it in there. But you can see I'm gonna stun the champion, hit him with a tether like that. I'm just gonna tether right here in front of me as well. Stun him again since that one didn't finish it, and pretty easy right there. That's why I didn't like run into that group of ads, because I knew once I killed that, you know, last red health bar that was there, the champion was gonna spawn. And in case if you don't know about those unstoppable champions, they really they will mess you up. Okay, there's no getting around it. They do void damage here, the ogres, so you definitely want to be scared of them. But as you can see, you take it slow and you know what you're doing. You don't have anything to worry about. Again, just be calm. I'm gonna go up here now. We're gonna have another barrier champion. You pretty much have 2 champions at every crystal. You have a barrier champion and then an ogre that's gonna spawn after you clear it out. So always try to remember that. Because sometimes, and this happens to me a lot when I did this lost sector, I just get caught off guard by the ogres, especially on master difficulty, and that's when it can get pretty annoying. So you're like, I knew that was gonna happen, but I still didn't prepare for it. So right there, we're gonna do that, and I'm honestly just gonna do that. I'm gonna back up and get another stun. Okay, now that's kind of weird because the one that was on the floor still stunned him, so I'm gonna switch. And yeah, you can see it's still stunning him, so just gonna keep doing that. The only reason I stopped right here is because sometimes, as you can see, like if the same blight that was doing damage with Wither Horde, sometimes it causes like a little funky situation where it'll make him immune and then it won't make him immune and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of backed out, just because I had one awkward fight like that with an ogre and it ended up killing me, so I didn't want that to happen. But yeah, in case you always want to have a volatile, or not a volatile, unstoppable shot, if it's not glowing like this, you can just switch weapons and it'll always be ready. That's why I recommend using unstoppable grenade launcher, unlike my legend video where I ended up using unstoppable hand cannon. Boy, I wish I could re-record that and only show people unstoppable grenade launcher, but at the start of the season I just wanted to put the video out there, so I neglected doing that, which, to be honest, I think I might just make a video later showing legend difficulty with the same setup. But again, if you're trying to run lost sectors for exotics, I really recommend just doing legend difficulty. But now that I shot the last one, I'm gonna run up here. We'll go invisible, shoot the Wither Horde, and just make sure I get a good hit on the boss like that. And I'll just keep doing this for a little bit. You can see like that. I'm gonna try to go for that champion. There we go. Now I'm gonna wait a little bit. We got rid of that champion. Now if you want, you don't have to stand here. You can actually do what I'm gonna do here and run to the right. I actually recommend this side a lot more than I do standing on that middle side. But just go over here, try to shoot Wither Horde at the boss so you proc weaken clear, and you can see once you get that damage boost, That's basically your green light to just start using your heavy fusion. The boss is just acting really scared of me right now, and I'm very scared of it, so let's move up, grab some special ammo for my Wither Horde. I ended up missing that. So yeah, we're gonna proc weaken clear, kind of head glitch this, and there's the boss kill. Now you're just gonna have waves of enemies here, and I think this is when the Arc Knight is gonna spawn, or I might have tethered it and killed it, not sure. But we'll see right now. I'm just gonna use Wither Horde. I'm gonna go invisible. Here we have more barrier knights. I missed that one. And if you're wondering why I kind of like do 2 hits with the Wither Horde, because I know it's gonna do enough damage to the champions. All I want to do is get 2 off, that way once I stun the champion there's still a Wither Horde blight right under it. That's kind of why I did the double shot, if you're wondering. There's our arc shield, and you can see, honestly, if you just throw Wither Horde in front of you like this and just keep making it walk into it, you don't have to worry too much about the shield. If you have a nade, you can do that. I also have a tether right here that I can probably use, but I'm honestly probably just going to save that. You can see, just do some damage with the pulse, and there should be no problem. Alright, this guy's pretty annoying with the shield. Do a finisher, save some heavy. Now I think we have another wave of enemies. Is this another wave, or I'm not sure at this point. But there we go with that. Alright, so yeah, watch out with these snipers too. Let me actually dodge right there and tether. It's because they can and will scope you with that void damage. I'm not even lying. I actually got really scared thinking I was gonna die there. So yeah, just do that. And I think these enemies might just despawn eventually. There we go. And that's how you get it done. 10 minutes, not bad to be honest, on master difficulty. Especially with the weapons you're going to be using. You can see as you take your time, and if you're patient, you'll get it done. But that's going to do it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Drop a follow on my Twitch, twitch.tv/monkeysjam0. I am live there daily. As of right now, I've been doing a lot of morning streams, but I'm probably going to end up, flip-flopping, or if anything, I might end up streaming morning and night in some cases. So drop a follow, and you'll be notified whenever I go live. And to the recent love on the YouTube videos, I really appreciate it, guys. We've been getting a good amount of subscribers, so I appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.